See ya. I'm PG, I'm chillin'. This is my review of Playboi Carti's new album, Music. It's been about 5 long years since Playboi Carti released an album, and that was Whole Lotta Red, December of 2020. So for all the diehard Playboi Carti fans out there, and from what you saw on hip hop news and all that stuff, Playboi Carti kept teasing, putting out snippets, but never actually releasing this album after what felt like years of teasers. So the question for all of them is, did it really live up to the hype? Now, I'm not going to sit here and pretend I'm one of those diehard fans. In fact, I see a lot of discourse online about this album and a generational gap, how if you're over 30, you can't be bumping Playboi Carti. Now, I understand that Playboi Carti was maybe at the head, or at least the most notable rapper at the helm of this rager type of hip-hop rap music with his new label Opium. But man, music is music, and look, I've been listening to heavy metal, back when I was in high school, and this has that kind of similar aesthetic. So there are songs by Playboi Carti that I do enjoy in this realm. That grunge, rager, metal, aesthetic, anthemic. So if you're a hip-hop purist, put away the, deciphering of lyrics and, substantive lyrics and stuff like that, because this is clearly just something to make your ears bleed in a good way. See ya. Now, to start off my formal review, talking about ears bleeding, there is still something I don't really like about not just Playboi Carti's music, but just music in general and what rappers and some new wave artists try to do, and that's have songs with these heavily distorted and muddled bass, and it's really just done purposely to make your ears bleed and just fuck up your subwoofer in your car. For instance, the intro song, Pop Out, or songs like OPM Baby and Olympian. Although for some reason I do find that when JPEG Mafia does it, it doesn't sound as harsh, and it's a lot easier on the ears and I enjoy it more. But anyways, aside from tracks like that, I didn't find there to be really any bad songs on this whole album. And this album is 30 songs long, just about an hour and 20 minutes. Which, yeah, as a reviewer, and you really don't like to see, or as someone who listens to albums in length, you don't want to hear a very bloated album like that. But in Playboi Carti's case, it's been 5 years, and I understand he's trying to put together, a track list that appeases to all his fans and give them as much music, really just feed them. So if I could have a statement that just outlines this album, I would say it's like Donda, but obviously not gospel, not lyrical. It's just a long playlist filled with unpredictable, unhinged, dynamic moments, performances. But at the end of it, there's a lot of good songs on it. And while there are some good features on here, we have Future, Travis Scott, Lil Uzi Vert, who gets back in his 2015-2016 bag, some would say, Young Thug, Ty Dolla $ign, The Weeknd, and of course, the feature that's getting a lot of traction, the hidden feature on here, which was Kendrick Lamar, who appears on not 1, not 2, but 3 songs. Albeit one of them, Mojo Jojo, he's not really a credited feature, but more so he's doing the ad-libs and really just being Playboy's hype man throughout the whole song. And I will note that Kendrick Lamar, he does really, I don't want to say dumb it down, but he does really cater to Playboi Carti's sound on here with his verse on the song Good Credit, which of course is getting a lot of traction. And you just feel it and hear it in his voice and in the ad-libs that he's really just having fun with it and trying to be just as manic or energetic as Playboi Carti, as he calls it. Carti is his evil twin. See ya. Aside from Kendrick's verse, I did really enjoy Young Thug's feature on We Need All the Vibes. Travis did his thing on Philly, but my personal favorite feature on here is The Weeknd on Rather Lie. It's also one of the several songs on here that actually sounds truly structured and also, not as manic or not as crazy as the rest of this thing. A little bit of a pop Carti. See ya. And of course, like I said, if you're a hip hop nerd and all that, throw the lyrics out the window and just embrace yourself in that rager, crazy, just pure bangers. And there are a lot of pure bangers on here, a lot of great production. Even Mike Dean is on this thing. And while of course it's that new wave rager trap style, one of the key beats on here to me was Metro Boomin on the song Radar, which really just sounds like a trap beat straight out of like the late 2000s, early 2010s. It sounds like something that Young Jeezy, Gucci Mane, or Waka Flocka would rap over, with those triumphant trumpets looped in the background. You also have production from Filthy on here, and most notably, probably my favorite beat on here because of the amazing sample flip of Ashanti, and that's Cocaine Nose. That song is just a pure banger. Even I woke up playing it this morning, and that song, you shouldn't be playing that song in the morning. Wake up, get this bread, cocaine nose. It just goes so hard. I don't even care that like that first second when you play it smacks you in the ears. We'll probably, fuck up the speaker in your car. So honestly, like I said, when I compare this to Donda, what I'm saying is there's a lot of good songs on here, and you could definitely do some trimming of songs on here, like ones I mentioned earlier, or a couple songs towards the end of this track list, even though it ends well with South Atlanta Baby. But overall, there are a lot of good, just outright bangers, that you're gonna bump in the whip, bump at home, bump when you're smoking weed, whatever. There's just bangers all over this thing. It's 30 songs, so of course you gotta get some hits out of this thing. You can't have 30 songs of bland or mid beats and performances. But what Playboi Carti is able to do is, doing all those voice pitch changes that he's toyed around with over the last few years. He's able to do that kind of like baby regular voice of his, the rapping voice of his that he did years back, and also that deep pitch vocal that you heard him do on songs like Hood by Air, or when you hear him on features like Carnival last year, or on Type Shit from last year. And he's really bringing out everything out of his bag, not just performances, the vocal pitches, just sounding really unhinged and manic. It sounded like what he was trying to attempt or trying to fulfill on his last album, Whole Lotta Red. But I feel like this album is more fully realized. Playboi Carti realizing his full potential possibly in terms of performances and just really bringing that chaotic energy song to song without making it sound too harsh or too stupid. So I'm not a diehard Playboi Carti fan, and this isn't gonna make me a diehard fan, but someone of my age, or based on what I listen to, I do like my smooth jazz boom bap. There's some modern trap I like, obviously what Metro Boomin does, and now what Playboi Carti does. Outside of that, in terms of the modern rappers, there's a lot of copy and paste in terms of production and flows and everything like that. Playboi Carti certainly does not make it boring, and if it makes your ears bleed or you just don't like that kind of music, that's fine. If you're over 30, under 30, this may not be your vibe. But there are songs on here that are bangers that I truly enjoy. And although I do like that smooth, jazzy tone, I also do like my heavy metal at times. I do like my grunge. And as you can tell from the shirt, you can tell by my System of a Down shirt, I'm not one of those guys who wears one of those band shirts, band t-shirts like Nirvana, and can't name you 3, let alone 1 song. I can give you a few System of a Down songs. I can give you Toxicity, Aerials, Holy Mountains, Psycho, Sugar, Hypnotize, Lonely Day. Anyways, this album is chaotic, unhinged, dynamic, and, this is one of those things where maybe either you like it or you don't, but regardless, if you do like rap music and you just really like this type of energy, you are certainly taking out several, in fact, many songs out of here that are just gonna bang and bang and bang. Pause. So that's the Carti that I came here for. That's the only Carti that really anyone should be coming here for. Pause again. Yeah, I'm over 30, and I'm proud to say that I did enjoy most of this album. And there are a lot of good features on here. I thought they did their part pretty well, especially The Weeknd. And even with Kendrick Lamar on here, having a pretty good solid verse on here. So if you do like hip hop and you like Kendrick Lamar, there is that. Like I said, I did compare it to Donda, and it is a mess. But like I said, there are a lot of good quality songs on here. And yeah, either you like it or you don't. But you know what? We all have our own inner rager in us. That wasn't good. That was corny. See ya. My favorite songs on here are Evil Jordan, Philly, Radar, Rather Lie, Cocaine Nose, We Need All the Vibes, and HBA. But what are your favorite songs on this album? What are your thoughts on this album? Do you agree? Do you disagree with me? Let me know your thoughts and feedback in the comment section below. Of course, if you like the video, and of course, smash the subscribe button. And also feel free to hit that bell to get notifications of when I upload new content. See ya later. These are my thoughts. Stay blessed.